and say to thee, you are my friend. Carry me like you were my brother. Love me like a mother. Will you be there? Tell me, will you hold me? When wrong, will you scold me? When lost, will you find me? But they told me a man should be faithful and walk when not able and fight till the end, but I'm only human. Everyone's taking control of me. Seems that the world's got a role for me. I'm so confused. Will you show to me? You'll be there for me and care enough to bear me.
Good morning, grasshoppers. It is time for our diligent daily training. We also need to check for informant 91. The first informant, I think, that Vladimir Kravnik appears in. I don't think I have it either. On the hunt for informant number 91. I can't believe that I have informant number 122. Isn't that the one that I just got on my Kindle? Alright, chess informant, ladies and gentlemen. The secret to my success, and Grandmaster Jonathan Horowitz's. I need to post that video of Dave Lazarus, Coach Dave Lazarus, crediting the chess informant with Grandmaster John Fedorowicz's growth in chess from 2250 to 2550. He literally studied every game, absorbed each and every of the openings. And I think the old format was better, obviously. So we're going to have to go old school a little bit and start again with that. Learning the patterns, learning the pattern recognition. Yes, we are on the Amalfi Coast this morning. And rather than orange, I'm wondering if we can have a nice aqua board. If that's possible.
Pegasus SVE
said, "Hi all, sends the link to Discord cold face."
Good morning. Ah, this board is too dark. Isn't this board too dark? Maybe I need to change the pieces just ever so slightly. Maybe that's the problem. There we go. Now we've got it. Now we can clearly see the pieces in this background. Snow. King's Indian folks. Benoni. English opening. All of these choices are possible.
Well, you see you when you fall asleep, but never to touch, no, never to keep, 'cause you loved it too much, and
We're fast flying upon.
but you only need the light when it's burning low, only miss the sun when it starts to snow, you only know you love her when you let her go.
Now, bishop to g5, it is extremely ineffective, to be honest. Extremely ineffective. On several counts.
And you let her go. You let her go. You only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow.
Knight to c6 did cry out to me. That's probably the better move. Now that I moved too quickly, I will more than likely find out that knight to c6 was the better move. Is he looking for a way to take advantage of my d6 pawn? Possibly.
And you let her go.
I think I'm going to be up pawn in this particular position. If my opponent is looking at anything at all too fancy, I'm not going to be down a pawn, I will be up a pawn. Okay. Maybe not. Yes. So this was all part of the plan, to a great extent. And the returning part of the plan. No air. Can I return to that scene? Is my knight going to be trapped in the corner? What is up with the story here? I think we need to at least try to guard our selves against this particular line. I feel like I had an overwhelming advantage in that final position, but it was just a clear advantage. Just an extra pawn. So in this particular position, knight to c6, bishop to e6. All... Let's go with the masters only, though. No masters have ever reached this position. However, black has played knight takes d5 here. Grandmaster game. C takes d5 is standard. That's what I was expecting. But white does have a little bit of an edge. A little bit of a pull. That bit to d7 was somewhat forced after all. Knight takes check. And bishop takes h6 was key. So if I didn't play knight on b to d7, I wouldn't have been able to play h6. Otherwise I'd lose a pawn. Queen takes d6 was somewhat forced. He had to go into this line. This was the line that I was debating on. Knight a4, queen takes d6. I even considered knight takes c4 and knight takes queen takes c5. So in general, we're in this position where I feel like I'm attacking 3 pawns. He's taken 1, but I'm attacking 3. So should he continue, I'm still attacking 2 pawns. After bishop takes bishop d4, for example, then rook takes e2. And I forgot that I was losing a pawn at the start. I was fairly certain that I was going to be up a pawn in this position. Yuck. Craziness. We have, ladies and gentlemen, the well-heeled king. Pegasus Ron, good morning again. Sorry, I didn't really get to address you on the send the link to Discord. So, YouTube, no, Discord. Yes, I do need to send the link to Discord. Coach Dave Lazarus. Batara Damba. I'm just going for the 3 pawns attack. This is the primary reason for that. Whoa. We're going after that e5 square. We're not going after the b5 square. We're going after the e5 and the d5 squares because our pawn is on c3. We have to do a little bit of dancing. For example, you make me feel like dancing. Thought it was a woman. What is he going to block with if I castle queenside with check? Bought some California grass. And we have to keep tagging our opponent appropriately. Get back, Jojo. Getting rook to the 7th rank. Get back. Get back to where you once belong. Get back. I do have some technical difficulties in the horizon, as my opponent does get a little bit of play. We've got to keep it up. Is that knight trapped? Not trapped enough, obviously. Get back. Get back to where you once belong. Can we trap the knight? Looks like it. But not really. Knight always has a square. But we do have a lot of extras.
I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home.
I'm coming home.
Tell the world I'm
Coming home.
I said I'm back up in this place, and I'm finally at the front of this race, and I ain't going back. I'ma rip this track till the world see the look on my face. I said I'm back.
Yeah, we're going to keep that knight from getting any closer.
I'm coming back home, and I ain't going back. I'ma rip this track till the world see the look on my face. Yeah, I've been away for a while. I gave my word when I returned.
I feel like it's going to be checkmate on the next move. For some strange reason, Bobby.
It took a lot of years to put the hood behind me. The best advice I got was that I had to find me. Another day, another challenge. I never thought I'd see the day I'd be rewarded for my coming home.
Very interesting pairing system that they have when they put me as the number of my opponents see them. I guess that's the opponent that I'm paired with. When you see the numbers next to the player, the opponent's number is your number. It's a very interesting thing. Once again, I'm very lucky and very underrated. I was actually quite the terrible student when I was younger. Chess woke me up. Chess showed me how to reference important information and use it to my advantage. Now, the most important thing about playing diligently on a daily basis, maybe I need to fix my printer. The most important thing is to go over your games, not repeat the same mistakes. Coming home, the world, coming home. Today at school is day 8, I believe. Tournaments? Oh, I'm sorry, it's day 1. We're on an 8-day rotating schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, the Amalfi Coast. I am planning on going to TwitchCon. I should be in Paris between the 5th of July and the 11th of July. I'm not sure if I'm going to stay afterwards. It's possible that I might want to stay afterwards. So we're going to have to really think about this. Rather than leaving right away, having made friends, having met people, might be important to stay afterwards. New games have started. Hopefully my opponent knows how to play chess. Pillsbury has an amazing record against me. This is my only means of dealing with this particular opponent. Pick it up. Was bishop f5 the better move? I guess we'll know in no time. But now that he's played his pawn to h3, it's very possible that our opponent is willing to hang a pawn, but I'm losing the e5 pawn, of course, but my opponent might be willing to hang a pawn. We do have to catch him napping and overconfident here. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Lichess enhancement as an extended, as an extension. We are doing the book pieces, the stone board. Pick it up, pick it up. Whoa. What a difference studying during the day makes. Yesterday I got a bit of studying in. I'm actually trying to gain time on It's interesting that he chose that particular position, right? So he's planning on bishop to d4 or knight to d4, and he's going to seize my dark squares. Let's let him have them. For the moment, we have one extra pawn. And we're going to simplify this just a wee bit. We might go after his weakened pawn on b2 or further exchanges. Certainly further exchanges. Let go my life. Let's go.
I came to dance, 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 dance. I hit the floor 'cause that's my plans, 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 plans. I'm wearing all my favorite brands, 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 brands. Give me some space from both my hands, 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 hands. Yeah, yeah, 'cause it goes on and on and on. And it goes
On and on and on.
Yeah, I throw my hands up in the air sometimes, saying, "Oh, gotta let go." I wanna
Oh, you're after me on that side, eh?
saying,
Will a checkmate in 2 moves? Ye gods, folks. I'm very lucky.
we're gonna light it up like it's
Dynamite.
'cause I told you once,
And I told you twice.
we're gonna light it up
Like it's dynamite.
I came to move, 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 move. Get out the way of me and my crew, 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 crew. I'm in the club, so I'm gonna do just what on earth I came here to do. Yeah, yeah, 'cause it goes on
And on and on.
and it goes
Goes on and on and on.
yeah. I throw my hands up in the air
Yeah, sometimes.
saying, "Oh, gotta
Let go.
I wanna celebrate and live my life, saying, "Oh, baby, let's go." 'Cause we're gonna rock
This club at about night.
we're gonna light it up
Like it's dynamite.
'cause I told you once,
Like I told you twice.
we're gonna light it up
Like it's dynamite. Yeah, I am in trouble. That much is true. Yeah, sometimes when you pay, oh, let go. Oh no, did he really do that to me? He did. He did do that to me. He's a good player. Let's go back in time just for a moment to see what we could have done. Bishop e8 was a mistake, huh? Queen to d6. Queen h5 check. Rook g3 check. What happens on this check? And this check? Oh, because I have... Oh, then I can just run. That is true, I can just run. Bishop e8, set up my mate. How silly was that? Grrr. Good morning, Nico. We have to work with Jongo Bongo on getting his Bonger Bonger. Let's just see how he's doing on his. Sorry, Chonger Donger. He's playing one rapid game, one draw, 3 losses, but he's not doing the other exercise. Let's go back for just a moment. I wanted to see how many rapid games did Chonger Donger play? Did I have to go back? This is me. But we're checking on Chonger Donger's progress. We don't want him to have to shave his head at the end of March. So the reason I like to separate chess.com Has the new round started? Not yet. We still have Japan, Yapani. Yapani, Yapani. So what was going on here? Why rook to d5 when it's like checkmate in 2? Checkmate in 2. Check. Check. King over. Checkmate. Or checkmate. Checkmate in 2. Yapani is... Oh, wait. We're checkmating the wrong king. What am I thinking? This is the problem with dropping into another person's game and being on the wrong side. So Nico is white. Black's king is in front of his pawns. Come on, Nico. You got this, buddy. Get those pawns buggying. Oh no. Well, my ill-fated confidence in Nico to hold that. A massive number of pawns. Rico is currently in Istanbul, which I did not know was the path for him to make it to the United States. I'm anxiously following his progress. Apparently, the traditional route for citizens of Russia, for the men of Russia, to get to the United States is through Istanbul, then through Mexico, and then into the United States on political asylum. We're playing e4. We are very close to having (2,000 games played). Uh-oh. Now, if I take on c5, my f2 square becomes weak. So this is one of those things that I have to be very, very careful about. So I have to be ready to castle just in case queen to b6 occurs, because queen to b6 puts the maximum amount of pressure on this. Not sure if I like these lines on this particular board, but I do have to defend, and now my b2 square could be weak. Let's just continue to try to keep everything covered.
Nicodemonius
said, "No, I don't need political asylum, I have US citizenship."
Oh, you don't? That's good to know. So was bishop to g3 the move back there? So now, my opponent does seem to have exactly what he wants. But his queen is attacked, the d5 pawn is attacked. We're out of dodge for a moment. We're getting our pawn back. We might be getting more than that back with the gain of time, mind you, with some gains of time. He started playing this game before he was done with the opening. Depends on if he leaves this unprotected.
Ali Huda
said, "Hi John."
Ali Huda
said, "How are you?"
Good, good, good. Well, this was part of the plan. He couldn't attack my rook. Alidar, how are you? Our other man in Turkey. So you don't have to do the whole thing. I'm so thankful, Nico. I forgot that you have US citizenship. Of course you do. Silly me.
Ali Huda
said, "I am fine, thanks."
He who's sure all that glitters is gold. How is your son? Is he playing? Diligent daily training.
Nicodemus
said, "Well, I have to do some paperwork for my wife and daughter, but yeah, I am in a much better situation than average Russian immigrant,"
Ali Huda.
said.
Well, I was very
"Everything
impressed to
is
see that
okay,"
Ali Huda.
said. "He is also fine."
he is also fine indeed. I need to flush my eyes out again, I think. Pretending like this is an allergy because I do not wish to believe that I'm under the weather.
Ali Huda.
said. "He fell at school today. He came home early."
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. My grandson also fell on his scooter over the weekend. He came with a bump on his head, and because we didn't take him to the doctor because it's a head injury, the school said he had to see a doctor and bring a note in because they don't take head injuries lightly. So we're going to cross our fingers. I hope your son is okay too. I mean, it sounds serious when they send you home early. If you fall, that is. I still can't get over losing to Pillsbury. I'm just going to analyze that game a bit further on the white side. So we're in a standard Carlsbad structure, except that I'm changing the game just a little bit. Knight to b4. Fascinating. I have to keep this move in mind for next time. Yeah, what was I thinking? Knight to b4. And if he tries to ignore me? Yeah, that's a pretty easy-going game. So instead of bishop d3, white needs to play c3. And this should transpose back into the primary stuff after bishop f5. Alright, I feel a little better about that opening now. Good morning, David. How are you? We're going to play for a flexible pawn structure because we're here to improve at chess. We're not going to play the standard staid pawn structures of the London or the Caro-Kann with those little bit of crutches that we have to deal with. We're going to actually go all out and challenge our opponent to play chess. Well, that's fascinating.
I would like to thank all my subscribers that watch, like, comment, and share my videos. If you want to support me, you can become one of my patrons on Patreon or use PayPal option. All the links I'm gonna leave down below. Even if you can't support with just $1, it will be a for me to keep doing what I'm doing. Without your support, it wouldn't be possible for me to create these videos. Huge thanks to all my supporters.
I am after some original thinking here. Aren't I?
I can't count the times I almost said what's on my mind, but I didn't. Just the other day, I wrote down all the things I'd say, but
Well, that's interesting, right? We did get an interesting position out of this. Most assuredly, we got an interesting position.
Oh, so here goes nothing. In case you didn't know, baby, I'm crazy about you.
Trying to trap his knight.
And I would be lying if I said that I could live this life without you, even though I don't tell you all the time. You had
My king's safety is shite, though, of course.
in case you didn't know. The way you look tonight, that second glass of wine, that did it. There was something about that kiss, girl, that did me in. Got me thinking, oh, I'm thinking.
Is it going to get worse? I feel like it's going to get worse now.
I've been feeling. It's time you hear. In
Is it going to
case
get
you
worse?
didn't know, baby, I'm crazy about you. And I would be lying if I said that I could live this life without you, even though I don't tell you.
It's time for us to scooch.
You had my heart a long, long time ago.
Ooh,
In case you didn't know, you got on me. I belong to you. Yeah, you're my everything.
it is time to scooch.
In case you didn't know, I'm crazy about you. And
I'm a
I'd be
scoochin'.
lying if I said that I could live this life without you, even though I don't tell you all the time. You had my heart a long, long time ago.
Oh no, I gave back a pizza.
My heart a long, long time ago.
I was doing fine up until that moment. I really was.
You didn't know. No, no.
I was doing fine up until that moment. I really needed queen to a6. Queen to a6 was the better move. That won the piece back. Silly me. Silly, silly, silly me. Where is the queen going? I don't know. We're going to have to find out.
It's Irina Chan.
Said. Whistling.
Yeah, I know.
It's Irina Chan.
Whistling not good.
Good morning, John.
The stars are all closed. What came? So let's see, this check I am mildly concerned about my safety. This may do it. Good morning, Arena. May 10th. Something to look forward to. Hey, it's in the middle of the school year, so you're not making it easy on me. I'm gonna have to jump through some hurdles. I would love a meeting. How about TwitchCon? How about Paris, July 8th? Or July 9th? Or July 11th? Paris. All you really need there at TwitchCon, well, I agree that it could be problematic. Makes me wonder. And we have the Well-Heeled King streaming in the background. Who else do we have? We have Jack Sarkisian, who is no longer playing... Oh, he is playing chess. Who else do we have? Chesscoach.net, Gory Hole. I don't think I ever set up one for Gory Hole. These are all of our options after the next game, by the way. Chop to chop. The arena is supposed to be working. Bad girl. Bad girl.
Said, Gory is a nice guy.
He is much nicer than Salty Clown, who I unfollowed at one point when he was being extremely salty. Let's just put it that way. Salty Clown specializes in befriending female streamers. I would like to think that I befriend all streamers equally, even though I desperately need a co-streamer for the balance. Having one-sided view of things.
True, there is several of those around.
Yeah, and it's really not cool. Now, the cross-sex effect cannot be beaten, though. Honestly. So was I ever in trouble in that last game? Let's take a quick peek. I was playing black. The number one move against this?
Pegasus SVE.
Said, Hi John DNFCGNCBGED and F best line for black anyone.
C5. C5. Honestly. Oh no, you have to castle. Obviously, you castle if then you play C5, and I think that F3. Obviously, you'll get into some Benonis you don't like, perhaps. But I know that Jinjajashvili made a killing with C5 immediately against this. and it seems to be one of the highest performing ratings.
Said, everybody likes Benoni.
Well, it's already a thematic, and it's already thematic for black to be going after the dark squares. So continuing the attack on the dark squares is extremely normal.
Pegasus SVE.
Said, King's Indian.
Including Fischer against Spassky in 1992. He gave it his seal of approval as well. If you're going to play F3, but to be honest, there's nothing wrong with castles. And then depending on what white does, this is why I always preferred knight on G to E2 in these lines, so that I could meet C5 with other choices. Like here you have a variety of choices. Although D5, the standard space gaining maneuver, is key. But you still have options of holding the center and going into an English structure where you have a Moxie bind. Transposing to some accelerated structures as well.
CD and black has little space, no.
Yeah, but the play flows for black because F3 is somewhat short-sighted, right? Oh, CD? CD5? Oh no, you're looking at it the other way. Let's just look at it from this perspective, right? Castles, bishop, E3, and then we'd go into the pawn sacrifice with C5. This is the reason why no one plays the same mission anymore.
Said, if D, then E.
Yeah. Make sure we're not. So white's best move in this position is still knight on G to E2. Years back though, Pegasus, I also preferred B6. Usually bishop D3 is the move to try to punish this line with bishop E4. So black would normally play A6, but Vinnick played A6, but I prefer the move knight on F to D7.
Said, have you seen Chris around John?
I have not seen Chris. I'm a little worried. Wait a minute, our tournament is over? I thought we had another round. Oh, but my lights went out. I should have known that my lights went out. Another great day for Pillsbury. Has anyone been in touch with Chris? Anyone? The best person to ask, because he's on a better time zone than I am, is Rogan, of course. Should be checking with Rogan. But if you've not yet followed on YouTube, we're going to be doing some more stuff. I'm going to be putting some more videos up on TikTok.
Said, is this line go to another opening?
It has a bit of a foundation into the accelerated dragon, Ron. So you have to have a good feel for the Moxie bind as wide as well. So it switches up to ECOB Volume 1, which I completely forgot about in a way when I was looking the other day, and I had version 4 at school. Needless to say, if I'm going to get
stop. I just can't stop. I just can't stop.
It's Irina Chan.
Said, how do you feel about EDD?
D4, D5, D4. Out of context here. E4, D5, D4. Oh, you mean the black Mardimer against the center counter?
She wants to own me. Come closer. She says, come closer. And I just can't pull myself away under a spell I can't break. I just can't stop.
Let's make sure I spelled his name right, as we're going to raid Jack Sarkisian today. I want to, this fellow is very, very exciting to watch. He's a very academically minded streamer. I definitely understand where he's coming from. Please enjoy Jack Sarkisian, everybody.
It's Irina Chan.
Said, yeah, and
Knight
then
C3, Knight
with
F6,
NC
E3,
and
F3, yeah.
FX.
I agree with you, Arena. The Black Mardimer, I have a few books on the Black Mardimer. I just can't bring myself to play it. To be honest, I have played it only recreationally in the past. I don't know that I've ever played it with all seriousness. However, my E4 quest, I am 4 games away, everybody. I am 4 games away from reaching 2,000 games. I am 2,200 D4 games. I have 2,200 D4 games, so I have to really make sure that I put a moratorium on 1 D4 for the time being until I get my 4 E4 games in. And then I'm going to be switching almost exclusively to Knight C3 or Knight F3. The 2 knights, Knight F3 and Knight C3.